Salud.
No, it's cider, so but no, I'm I'm like, nope, I'm taking far off. I gotta unwind. This week has been like beyond amazing,
Tell us.
phenomenal, overwhelming in a really positive way.
That's
So,
a good thing.
well, yes. So I am just shy of 2,000 ARC readers for Bound by Honey. Yeah, which is like insane.
Yes, that is amazing.
And for the most part, it's been coming back really, really good. Like literally, I've been cracking up a bit because most of the reviews that like have knocked it down to like a 3 or a 4 is just because they wish the book was longer. I'm
What?
like, I feel yeah, you get it. Like if the book isn't like you wish that like there were things are able to be fleshed out more because of length. My problem is the maximum word count on this was 50,000 words and I went over that already. So I couldn't add more. But it's all good.
Listen,
It's all good
if
because
that's
it's
the
been really good feedback,
if that's the biggest complaint they have, I'm like, that's an amazing
right?
complaint. I'm like, really? That's okay.
Literally, that has been like the only negative stuff that I have seen. It's just been that like they wished it was longer. But I mean, you and I have talked about this before that like I've considered doing this as a series of standalone books where like
Mm-hmm.
Freddie my Gargoyle would get one. I've technically got something kind of set up I could do that with Asher, because you kind of like you see that he has a romantic interest, but you don't know anything about her. And I have ideas from the back of my head and I've been really excited because in a bunch of the reviews and emails, I've had people like messaging going, okay, I could totally see the Meteor Garden stuff. And I'm like, okay, it's not just me who saw this. It's not like such a totally obscure reference for me to use.
Okay.
But yeah,
Listen,
made me
that
happy.
is not bad. I'm still amazed that you do this many arcs. So Angel says hi. Hi, honey. How are you? So I'm always amazed you do this many because I'm going, well, that's a lot. That's a lot of feedback. So I
It is
love
a
it.
lot.
I'm
Well,
excited.
I've also hit 20 pre-orders for book boxes, which even I haven't seen the whole box. And I was looking at it and like 3/4 of them are people who have never read any of my books.
That's a good thing.
I'm like, that's
Samantha
awesome.
says
Like, I'm
hi.
super.
Hi, Samantha.
Hey.
I'm trying to get much better reading comments, guys, as you guys can tell. I'm seriously not really good. So I have my phone because I'm nearsighted, so normally I can't read that far. So I was like, we're going to be
Mhm.
close up. So Angel says everything's good. I'm so glad. So
Good.
pre-orders, you got 20. I love the box, by the way. So I'm super excited you have them. So for anybody watching pre-order, you can have it. It's also PR. So one of the things we talked about last week, and I have a comment, by the way. I kept my notes. Aren't you proud of me?
We took notes. We talked like on Sunday, just the two of us hanging out, video chatting. We're like, we should talk about this when we go live again.
Well, we have lots of discussions, and then we're like, that would be a great topic, and then we never talk about it. So one of the things we
We
talked
forget.
about, I know, because we talk about everything else but the topic. One of the things we talked about was the differences between doing a book giveaway or a being a book fairy between that and a PR box. Because to me, there's a huge difference in Jamie and
I
Grace.
agree. And
So
it changes too according to social media platform that you're focusing on for that too.
mhm. So
Yeah.
I think there's always a general rule when expectation management in terms of like people saying, I'm getting a PR box versus I'm getting a book from an author. And those things I think they're very, very big because depending on how you look at it is how much you're going to invest in this. So like I do lots of book
Hey, Jenny.
giveaways. Like that's my biggest thing because it's you're going to get some goodies with this book, but you're going to be getting the book. And I think that's the part most people says like I'm sending a PR box. I'm expecting stuff to go in this box. Jamie, what do you think about that?
Yeah, like there's definitely nothing wrong with sending because
Mm,
I mean, budget wise, I will admit my budget at this point in time is not what it was when I was first starting out as an author. My available money to be able to send books to people is not the same. And there's no guarantee that in the future it will be the same. So, like, there's definitely nothing wrong with sending a book in a box. But if you're really doing it in the hopes of getting great views on someone's account and like really it helping push your book. Like one, my mindset, I have an entire like process for my mindset for PR boxes, book boxes, ARC team. It's like this massive network that it all works within. And that's like a whole like hour or two long thing for me to break that all down. But for me, I'm at a point where like if I am going to spend the money to send out a PR box, I would rather send out less PR boxes and do more impactful ones. So like these boxes, if I'm only just buying a couple of them, if I just bought one from the company before shipping, before taxes, it's $22. I bought
Just
24. And after shipping and taxing, it was still like $11-12 a box.
Mm-hmm.
If I order like 100, it's like $5 a box. But like it's an expensive thing. Thank you. Yeah, well, and it's cool because I double print, so there's like art inside as well. So something like this will have an immediate impact on, especially TikTok. I will admit, the boxes are not as important with Instagram because Instagram is still, I mean, videos are important and reels are definitely doing better, but it is still image heavy focused.
It is.
That the box is not as important for Instagram accounts that you're sending stuff to, but the stuff inside the box is. Yes, it is a keeper box. I'm actually planning on buying an extra one for myself. Well,
They're
see,
adorable.
and inside, so like for me, I admit, I combined my 3 favorite bookish related boxes that I get into how I put mine together. So Fiction Bath Co. is the only company that I subscribe to, and they don't even send you a book. Just once every 3 months, they send you a spa pamper box that is book themed, and the stuff in it is amazing.
How much are you selling this one? So Angel wants to know, just out of curiosity, how much is this box? I think we said this one was $65.
Yeah, so this full box is $65. It's costing me about, and that includes free shipping in the US. It's costing me about $55 a box. And I left that buffer just because, shipping, since I'm on the East Coast, shipping can be like $6 for me, or it can be like $20. So I needed a buffer to be able to do that. But I also just added on signed copies onto the same form on my profile. And while it will not come with all of big items, it will still come with like character art and paper swag and that kind of thing. So I do have the pre-order form for that on there. But it is definitely, I basically decided if I was going to invest in PR boxes, I'm going to let it be an experience that's going to have such a wow factor that it's going to be a wow for whoever receives it and anyone watching it. And I tested this out with Fated Mates. That was my first one I tested this out with. And the number of people, I did not have book boxes up for pre-order for that one. And I was bombarded with emails going, please, oh, please, oh, please, how can I get one? And I'm like, I physically can't. Which is why I decided to go ahead and do the pre-order for this as I do it. So, like I said, Fiction Bath Co. does much more like physical items beyond paper swag, and honestly, beyond what I've seen from any other book-related box. And then Jessica, she's really in this. She does gorgeous, pretty boxes like this. She has like incredible stuff inside of it. It's very aesthetic and very pretty. And then Casey L. Bond, I also get her boxes, and while she doesn't do the pretty box, she likes to include a couple items that relate to specific moments in the book, so you can experience those yourself, and she like lets you know what page number to look at, as well as other things. And so I had made the decision that I wanted to do my boxes, especially my PR ones, as a like full experience and combine all 3 of those things. So like, I won't share everything that's going in it yet, but like, for example, this one was Bound by Honey. It's got like 6 bee magnets, which are really, really pretty. It's got a bee necklace
She has a post on it, so you need to check out her page because she's been bragging about it. I was like, what do you have going on? So there is a post on the bee magnets as well as all the other, some other goodies you let us know. So you have to check it out. So yes, let's just put it out there.
Yeah. So there's like 8 bee magnets that go in this. There's also a bee necklace that goes with it. I just got my honey in with the little tiny dippers. It's super cute. I just got that in. I have, yes, right? I've got character art currently being made by somebody who's actually a fellow author, and I'm really excited for the stuff she's working on. And it's cool because the way that she is doing it, the art style, there's also going to be a, like, this character art is going to have the option as, oh, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the book. We're also going to be able to use it as a coloring page. So she's getting new stuff. So Bound by Honey is a cozy fantasy romance. Basically, it's about a girl who, well, a woman, they're adults, but about a woman who works in a magical library, and she has some apothecary skills that she got from her father. And then she kind of ends up sort of homeless and has to find somewhere to stay, and ends up living with a mage guild of a bunch of very handsome men. And she has to help figure out how to solve a curse with a grumpy prince. I will say, though, this is what I call the almost why choose trope. It's fade to black. It's, it's not spicy. This one, my spicy stuff is coming next year. I promise is going to be worth it. But I
like that. It's coming.
But the almost why choose trope is basically where it's a very heavy male cast, but there's only one actual love interest. But if you look at the reviews, you will see that there are different people rooting for different men to be that love interest in this. Yeah, so that was great. It was kind of cool, actually. Someone had said that it made them think almost as if it had a touch of, they all cared for her so much. I got a lot of inspiration from Eastern dramas. I am a sucker for anime and Eastern dramas, and so they just call it the reverse harem trope. But the bookish community expects all of the men to end up with a woman if you're going to call it reverse harem. So I can't call it that. But I had a review that talked about how it kind of made them think of like a Snow White type of retelling, because it's a bunch of men with one woman in the house. So I'm like, that is a good fit for it.
Especially because they don't all end up with her. So you still have that kind of like, we all love you, we all want to take care of you, without having that extra reverse harem that most people kind of expect in the U.S. So yes, I totally get it.
But she's also definitely a stubborn and independent enough person that she does not necessarily want to be taken care of.
I like.
So she's not too, But so it's 8 bead magnets, a necklace going in this. I have 3 items that are going to be going to I won't have an audiobook yet. I'm saving up for it because audiobooks take thousands of dollars to produce. So I'm saving for it. Yeah,
so
it's
Salty Peacup says, sounds like a sesquiment dripping with spice. Yes, and sassiness. Let me tell you, Jamie two of you should hang out because the 2 of you have more sass than anybody else combined. So the 2 of you, absolutely.
I love banter. I'm a dialogue-heavy author because I love the banter. I love the sass.
Listen, I think seems to be my crowd flows in that direction because you and Salty Peacock fall in the same category. I'm like, oh yeah. So
the book I was just talking about is called Bound by Honey. So I have some people asking. It's called Bound by Honey. I've got the ARC reader open right now. Thank you. Yeah, I've got the ARC application open right now, which I actually have. A lot of people are missing it. They have gotten it. I went through the numbers today. I have just over 800 unopened emails of ARC copies, so advanced reader copies. I've had a few message me saying they found it in their spam, and I'm wondering if a bunch of those are in their spam. So, I'm like, a bunch of people are going to be really sad because that link doesn't last forever. I'm glad you got yours. Good. Yeah.
So Angel says, definitely loving it. And the amount, shoot the amount. Sit down and read it. So Angel gives you a thumbs up, loving the book so far. So everybody should check it out. So for anybody who's interested, you can still sign up. But remember, it's a limited time. So you need to hurry up and get it while you still have available. So then, and check your spam. I forget that Book Funnel has that issue that sometimes a lot of it goes to spam. I'm like, oh yeah, that's kind of sad. So here's our discussion for the day for anybody who's interested. We're trying to make sure people know there is a difference between PR boxes and sending a book out, and that's okay. So usually, and I think Jamie and I are very specific, like if you have a new release, it's a great time to do a PR box. It's an amazing time to kind of give you the whole experience. So I usually do, pre-orders for it. Amazing. If you're trying to push out your current book, if you have a PR box and you're willing to spend the money, go for it. If not, it's okay. You can have a really pretty book and send out books too. So I think that's just, you can do whichever one makes you happy. You just have to know that there's a difference and there's a different expectations.
The author name is Jamie Dalton. It's up for pre-order. It doesn't release until August 11th, but it's releasing with 10 other authors. The book started releasing June 2nd, and they're all fae fantasy romances, with 3 of us being cozy fantasy, and the rest are high fantasy kind of stuff.
So I got a note. Angel says life keeps getting in the way of being able to sit down and read. That happens to me all the time. So Salty Peacock is part of my Patreon. So last weekend I was on a mission that I was going to do Patreon mailing list. So Peacock got your package. I'm so excited. I'll be sending out, I'm supposed to be doing certain surprises for you guys. So I'll be sending out a book for certain of my tiers. So keep an eye out for that, because the story in there is really, really cool. So trying to work on all these little things. My multitasking skills is failing me. I've realized this. I was like, I think I'm failing. I think things that keep dropping off. I'm like, did I get all of that? Did I not get all that? So I don't know how you're doing it, because you are busy.
It's actually, my income is going to take a big hit this month because I do not have the bandwidth to do Velo right now.
You have so much else going on, Beth.
Yeah, so I know. But my paperback just went live today, which means my reviews. It's my book, yes.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so the paperbacks just went live. So I can tell you guys, okay, so it's supposed to get to me on Monday.
Okay.
My brain is going faster than my mouth can.
It's the day.
But I've been working on this. I've had this crazy idea that I knew I could not do on a full series, and here I am with readers, literally every single review going, please turn this into a series.
Series. We all know Jamie. She's gonna turn this into a series. Just
I only have one. I'm almost done with 2 of the 3 full-length books I know for sure I'm releasing next year, on top of our 4 short story ones. So I might be able to fit in, another little thing. But I'm also getting the same thing for my Throne of Slumber readers. And I am, I've got 2 series I'm working on finishing up. So, I've got a lot of things in the works.
Okay. So, the book comes on Monday. You need to tell us, did the bee work? I'm curious to know, is the bee going to be able to fly?
Right. I know it's so little, so I'm I don't know if people notice. I have a form on my profile that you can sign up to become an ARC reader for. It's literally, when you click on the link, it's the very, very top thing. And then the book boxes are further down, and it's kind of cool because there's 3 big items going in this that are going to be they're like spa kind of items that go directly into experiencing moments from the book, plus a ton of other stuff. Seriously, I'm I need to keep one of these books for me. One of these boxes for me.
You keep saying that. That doesn't happen. You're always
it doesn't. I normally am and then afterwards I'm oh, why didn't I?
You keep saying this, and I was like, that has not happened. So,
See,
I was supposed to give you... Did you ever kick one for Goddess of the Broken?
So, Goddess of the Broken, I'm going to be doing this kind of release with, because it's going to be book 2 in the duology. It's already up for pre-order. I've already got pre-orders coming in.
Okay.
What does an ARC reader do? So, an ARC reader is basically you just get an advanced copy. Some people try to require reviews. I do not, because that would be breaking Amazon's terms and conditions. And honestly, it is way too much work to try and stay on top of people to do that. So the way I am an author who genuinely believes that no review is ever late. I've had ARC reviews show up a year later for a book. Does not bother me. So basically, I just send you a free copy and you check it out. And if you want to, you leave a review. I keep it pretty chill.
Do you send a reminder if they're interested in leaving a review? I will send you a reminder when the link goes live to be able to say, hey, if you're interested, here's a link. Here's where you can send a review. So that's usually what
So
I try to
I
do.
have one set up for on release date. I am about to set up one because I don't want to like bombard people with emails, but I'm about to set up one at the halfway mark because the download links, they disappear. I would love to have you. Yes, feel free to fill out my form because that's why I'm having to pull everything from because like I said, I'm just shy of 2,000 people right now. And that's a lot of people to manage if it's not all in one spot for me. Absolutely, still post away. Just asking if, since they're on social media, but they're not a large influence, if they can still post. Absolutely. Seriously, I don't care about account size. The only thing is that I'm making sure that at least half of my big boxes are going out to big accounts just because that helps me be able to pay for the big boxes. But that's
So,
like
and I
it.
think we gotta define our what we say about big accounts because I think people get overwhelmed when we say big accounts. Like I think our definition of big and small is very different than some people. So Jamie, what is your
I
definition of big?
oh
Let's be honest.
so I have a process for this for me. Okay, so if I'm
You have a
looking for big
process for
accounts,
everything.
I
You have a
do
process.
because it's so a puzzle for me. Like this is how I market. This is how I can get my ads down to 3 cents a click. This is how I can like like this is how I work. So oh yep, you can do either one. You are good. Yeah, so I was saying really quick before I say that. I'm gonna set up a reminder one probably tonight after we're done here that will go at the halfway point of the deadline
Okay.
for like when the thing expires, and I'm going to let people know that the paperback is live then. That way, if they want, they can put the review on there because
Awesome.
I've found personally about half of the reviews that went up early on Goodreads never make it to Amazon, but most readers just look at Amazon for reviews. So I want to try and be able to grab as many of those as I possibly can.
I
Um,
like that.
so when I'm looking at social media accounts and I'm trying to decide if they're a big account for me to send stuff to, one, I rarely send stuff to really big accounts unless like I'm testing a PR company, a small PR company for this one. Um, but when you send something, even if they agree, unless you're paying them, which I don't do, um, they normally are opening your stuff along with like 5 other authors. And as awesome as that is, to still get that visibility, it still is like very quick and it's not as impactful. So I, for the most part, avoid the massive accounts. And then, so I have quite a few that have like 3 to 8,000 followers that I'm sending book boxes to because they have really good engagement. I specifically really like to look for saves because a lot of readers will save the videos for the books they want to read, like when they come out or, that kind of thing. So I look for a lot. So most of my boxes are going to people that are between like 3,000 followers. And I've got one that's going to someone that has just over 1,000 followers.
That's pretty cool.
Because they've got really great engagement. So why not? So I am sending most of mine to between like 1,000 and like 18,000 followers. So they're not massive accounts, but they clearly, one, they're going to be much more excited to get the box, especially because, like I said, my boxes are a full experience. Like, this baby's being packed with moss, with like the coolest like
I think
note
that's
that's
awesome.
going in this. It's so pretty. Like, yeah, no. When I say mine are like a full experience, they're an
You're
experience.
awesome.
Hey, I'll be right back. My dog is like freaking out.
Oh,
Just give me just a second.
go for it.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're right.
So, in case you're all wondering, we all have little fur balls as well as little ones. I'm looking to make sure mine doesn't jump in. So, yes, so we have little ones that we have to take care of, which is the best thing about having a live. So, you all
Oh,
can see we kind of jump in. She's having a whole conversation.
nope. Yeah. In your bed.
You're back.
Good boy.
See you?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
See you
Thank
okay?
you. The box is going to be so worth it. Yes. I was saying they love the box so much. I do too.
Yeah.
My pre-author days, pre-kid days, I did party planning and wedding planning, and also I did like display setups for places like Pier 1 Imports. So this kind of thing is just like me getting to use that pretty creative, organizing kind of thing.
I didn't know you did this place. That's pretty funny. So much, it makes so much sense. I'm like, yeah, I can see that.
Right. Why
Totally
everything
makes
I do is
sense.
over the top. This is why.
So it's like, oh, that's why. Got
It's
it.
so much,
I
yeah.
follow.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm loving the boxes. I'm very excited. I order mine, so I'm like, yes. I still have to do my box reveal of the last one. I'm like, I need to eventually get through these boxes, but hey, it happens.
Yes, you are more than welcome to share the link for ARC readers. I dream of the day when I become a big enough author that I start limiting my ARC teams. But because I'm a Kindle Unlimited author and I pay for services to help me specifically track down and take care of pirating issues, I know this is one of the only opportunities I'm going to have to be able to give away free copies of my book. And I also know that most readers will never get the chance. I just went totally blank.
I was like, where are we going with this?
Oh, most readers, when they're scrolling, like, you know, doom scrolling on Amazon trying to figure out what to read next, most of them will not even consider looking at a new to them author for a book with less than 100 reviews. So,
Yeah.
and yeah.
It's just,
Sorry. Like I said, I have a couple smaller, I did add 2 smaller options with signed copies and like extra swag, just not as much swag, not the big stuff. I did add those to the form as well, so there's cheaper options for that kind of thing. And this doesn't close until August, so the end of August. So there's a long time.
You also have an option that they can buy from somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm going to be adding that.
Is that.
I haven't done it quite yet because I have to buy the books. PayPal, I do it all through. So I have someone asking me if I do payment plans. I don't on my end, but I got with PayPal, and PayPal does offer payment plans. So, and I accept that with my stuff. So, where do I get my boxes? Like the physical box? Like where do I order it from? I gotta remember. I wanted to get box. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I'm so bad at remembering names. There's like 3 that are known for being really good at printing these, and I'm the worst at remembering the names of anything. But I will do a video this weekend. I'll show the different places you can order them from. The one I went with it because it was the cheapest for this time around. It's slightly thinner than the other 2 that I've ordered from before, so we'll see how that holds up. But I also pack my boxes so full of stuff, I'm not too worried about, you know.
Do you wrap your boxes before putting them in the mail? Like, because that one is so pretty, would you wrap it in like brown paper or something before putting it in, or are you just going to send it that way?
I have someone saying they don't do PayPal, they do Zelle. If you DM me, we can connect the right stuff for Zelle. I'm willing to do other things. It's just, it was simplest for me to, outside of that area, for on my form, it was the simplest just to pick one. But if you DM me, we can swap information so that you can do it on a different payment thing. I don't mind doing that at all. Yeah, no problem. Okay, what was your question again? Sorry.
Question. Boxes. When you're planning to ship them, are you going to wrap them and send them before shipping them? Just because the box is so pretty, or are you just going to put it in the mail?
I put it in the mail, but I put the label on the bottom.
Okay.
So that the rest of the box stays pretty, does not get messed up. I make sure everything for shipping goes up and it's packed so tightly that you don't have to worry about it being on the bottom. But also, I have discovered that when I have my book on it, and I've got a whole bunch of these going through the thing, that post offices notice, and I get orders.
That's
people
pretty
checking
awesome.
out my book. So it's like extra marketing. I am someone, I don't do anything for marketing for my books. It's only going to be one-dimensional. It's always going to be like serving me in at least 3 to 5 ways at the same time. That's just how I work.
So you guys can tell I'm still campaigning for Jamie to open her marketing company because some of us do not have enough time to do this. So listen, if you in the North Carolina area and you need to start looking for a job, we need to convince her to start doing some marketing because we could be making a killing. I was like, I am definitely somebody.
I'm seriously considering seeing if I could find someone local that I could like hire to help me pack these because I have a feeling I'm going to need help and I don't have help here. Like my husband's going to be watching the kid.
When are you doing the boxes? August?
So probably the end of September, depending on how quickly the stuff.
Okay.
Ooh, what's the Tales of Halloween? So it is what. Yes, it's a very fun project for us. We have both published. I'm in North Carolina. Alabama's not too far.
Is she helping? I'm like,
she's like, if you're in Alabama, I'll come help.
So
close. We're in the South.
I know, so close.
But,
we're almost there.
So the Tales of Halloween. DC and I have both published in a lot of anthologies, and we decided earlier this year that we wanted to. Yeah, both thinking about doing this exact same thing for so long and just never talked to each other about it. We decided Cookout's good. I agree. We decided that we were done publishing for things that were going to disappear after 3 months. So we've decided, well, also, this is kind of a dual thing. So that was half of it. Also, I did Operation Author last year, where like it blew up on me, just like everything I do tends to do in a very great way.
You realize that? Okay.
And I ended up helping publish 22 indie authors' books completely for free. We covered editing, covers, formatting, coaching, and like it's still like the books are just now starting to release. So like over the next year, I am helping with a lot of book releases. And I realized I couldn't handle that big of a project on my own ever again. But I still want to help authors. I still want to be able to help build the community. I still want to be able to help with that kind of thing. So we decided to combine the two and start releasing 4 short story collections a year that are themed. Just the main thing that we're keeping constant is they all have to be like magical type settings. And so basically anyone is able to submit their stories, and then we go through, we look at them, and we pick 8 to publish with our stories. And the short stories are able to be up on Kindle first. Literally the only thing we're asking is that during the first 30 days it's released, it's not free anywhere. That's it. But you're able to use it for reader magnets and all that. And these stay up forever. And I'm making the covers myself. We are formatting ourselves. We are helping kind of coach on some of the marketing and some of the stuff so we can like work on this release together. It doesn't cost anything to submit a story. And then we're dividing all of the royalties digital between all people. And like
which is why we're keeping it to minimum.
Yes. To not divide it out too far. But like I said, we're doing 4 of these a year. We've already decided, I think we haven't talked exact release dates, but we know the next one, if you need extra time to work on your stuff, our next one is going to be Christmas Villains. That is going to be super fun.
We also know the one in May because
yes.
We're aiming for Mother's Day. So you can plan for the next 3. We can do the next 3.
Yeah. So Mother's Day, for May, we are going to be doing Tales from the Crib, and they are going to be moms in magical situations. So any genre, any spice level other than erotica. But yeah, we're excited.
So I sent the email to my newsletter because I told you last week I was going to see what they wanted to get out of this. So it's kind of interesting because they want standalone but not really. So it's going to be, for anybody who's watching the Intern Diaries, you like urban fantasy, I'm going to have an ongoing series of Intern Diary stories. So I don't know if I'm going to do Bob, I'm going to do Shorty, who's going to be doing it, but it's all going to be based on the themes of the things that they're fighting is going to be what the villains are going to be. So the villains for mom's gonna be a crazy mom kind of thing. So yes, that's what we're aiming for. So I think I figured it out. I just have to figure out whose intern's gonna be highlighted in each story. So
Rusty Warthog, you are welcome to share your idea. I would love to read it. Definitely. And Laura, definitely get on it. We would love to have you. I will say I'm going to be
yes,
on vacation for the first half of July because I desperately need a break.
yeah you do. Yeah you do.
It has been an intense couple of months in a very good way, but I definitely need a break before I start doing this big push for this release. So even though the form says closes at the end of June, we're going to be accepting things through halfway through July. So that's cool. Ooh, Emma, I may have to hit you up about prices and stuff because I've been looking and trying to figure out what I wanted. I have an idea for soap thingy, but I've been trying to find someone who could make them in like large enough quantity for because without me sending PR boxes to social media, normally I get like 60 to 75 orders. Now, yeah, I have a feeling that when I do my PR ones, it's going to be closer to like 200 or more. So
You're not gonna sleep.
when I've
You're
already
gonna
hit
be like
20, when I've already
you're
hit
not going to
20,
sleep. Yeah.
yeah,
You
yeah.
hit 20 and you're not pushing it. You know this is going to be.
Okay.
Girl, are you ready for this?
Yeah,
So
Emma,
Adrian sends
DM
us a
me.
lot.
That way we can connect so that we can. Because I'm hiring I'm interviewing a PR company
Okay.
for the final book for Goddess of the Broken. Because Goddess of the
Nice.
Broken, I know you've heard from me before. It's my heart book. It's a
Mm-hmm.
good book. Hey, it's a really, really good book. But because there were so many weird little glitches with the release, it has never been marketed. Never
But it's
been
still doing
marketed.
really well.
Yeah, it's doing phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because I don't have like ads running to it or like anything. It's still doing so good. It's a good enough book that there are several book talkers that have it in their profile pictures.
I like
um,
it.
yes. So book two I'm working on. It's only duology. It's a fantasy romance, and I'm planning on doing interviewing next month a PR company that did Frost with C.N. Crawford, and that did the
Yes.
like, I can't remember what it's called, but there's like a pink cover one that's been kind of popping up all over Booktok that's a
Mm-hmm.
like Celtic, Scottish. I've read the book, but I can't remember. Yeah. Basically, and they did Glow, like basically a bunch of the Booktok books that have blown up really big were from this company. And this company, they're expensive partially because you send them, like you still have to pay for the box itself, everything that goes in it, all of that, and the shipping. But they package and ship them out to you, for you, for the PR stuff. And I'm like, I know that I am losing at least 2 weeks of work to package all of these
Yeah.
each time. So it's worth it to me to consider spending that money to be able to gain that time back for marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interviewing them July 7th to see if we are a good fit. And I think it would be good because it would be like, normally when you see these, it's a first book in the series. And this will be a duology where both books would be going out. The PR big box will be for both things, and
Ooh.
it will be marketing the duology like as a whole.
That's so good.
So
Yeah.
yeah, which I'm thinking I may need to bring this with me because I'm doing it literally while I'm on vacation. It was the only time they were free. And so I'm bringing this with me so I can show them what I already do. And I'm like making a list so they know who I normally talk to. Let's
Okay.
see. Rusty wants to get our opinion on an idea for possibly this story for our collection. So Cult
Okay.
of the Riding Hood, a twist on Little Red Riding Hood with a cult of werewolves or hunters. The werewolves have tried to sacrifice a girl, or the hunters hunt a young female werewolf. I like it. It's got
I like
lots
it.
of tension. It could be a
Okay.
stuff. Yes. Do we do this regularly? We come on here every Thursday night around 9:30 Eastern, and we come and we just chat for a while.
We have master plans of things we're gonna cover, and we usually get maybe half of one done. That's usually what happens.
But we
we
normally
have been
cover so much.
we have been consistent about talking about our project. So at least we can say for the last 3 times we have consistently discussed it and kind of promote it. I don't think we have done that about anything else. I'm like, ooh, we actually have done that. So yes.
Yes. And then we never know what TikTok's going to do with our stuff, because literally the reason I went from 300 ARC readers to almost 2,000, over 700 of them showed up last week during our live, and I got off and I was like, DC, you are not going to believe what just
It was
happened.
that woman. I was like, she sends me this message like, I'm like, what happened? What broke? And she's like, oh my God. I'm like, what's going on?
Like the whole next day I'm watching it, and like the book tour one, I've got somebody signing up every 5 minutes. My ARC one, I had 1 to 2 people signing up every single minute all day long, and I was like, so this is what it feels like.
That's really exciting. I'm so super proud of you. Love it. I don't think I have nearly as exciting news for you. I was like, I don't think I have that much. I am still working. I'm uploading my website for my new reader's magnet. Mm-hmm. So my goal is to have it done by next week. So I should tell you that. Ooh. I need to put a little. Well, I'm giving away 3 short stories if you sign up for my reader's magnet. So I'm now working on formatting. I'm like, ugh. So this is a master plan. Hey, Chance. So yes. So I will give you a heads up if I can get all these things uploaded.
What is my book called? It's called Bound by Honey. If you haven't gotten that, let me know and I can resend it. But over 800 people, I'm 99% sure have it in their spam from what was sent to them over the last week. So good.
If you're watching, go check your spam.
Yes.
Yes. So yes.
I feel bad.
It's okay. Go
but
find
to be
it.
fair, there's 1,000 people that have opened it and like started reading it so far. So
and it's getting
would I
huge
be like
feedback.
Would I be weird? Not weird. Would I be being greedy if I wanted to see if I could potentially hit 2,000? Like actually hit 2,000? Which I should say book sirens.
Why would this be weird? I like it.
It's not necessarily weird. I don't know. I think I worry about like feeling like I'm being greedy or like trying to, because I know my numbers are like astronomical. Like a dream. Yeah.
What's wrong
so I'm considering maybe. I did laugh though, because literally the day so last Friday, Book Sirens, if you don't know, is a company that you're able to go, and as a reader, you can get advanced copies of people's books, just like NetGalley, which I have to stay off of because I have 21 books that I got, and
Jamie,
really good books. I didn't know that the reason that Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia Fairies has been everywhere is because she has book 2 coming out in January, and I got the book. Rick Riordan has 2 books coming out between now and January. I got the books. Like
Jamie.
I got a bunch.
Stop getting a NetGalley. No more.
Yes. Yeah. So I had applied because I've been trying to like figure out how I'm going to get this release for Bound by Honey to do well. So I had applied on Book Sirens for one of their free trials. So normally, Book Sirens, you have to pay as an author $10 to upload your book on there, and then $2 for every single ARC reader. This NetGalley's a bane of your existence. Ditto. So I was like, I'm not spending $2 a read, but
no,
I will do their free trial. They approved me and put Bound by Honey up the day that it all started blowing up, and they're like, congratulations, you can finally start building an ARC team. And I'm like over here going, thanks, but I don't think I really need you now.
No,
I'm still letting it go because it's free, and I mean, the more reviews the better. Oh, you got your first NetGalley book. I normally
avoid the pressure.
It.
Can I say that? I can't handle it. I'm like, I don't like to be told what to do on a schedule, and like I have these deadlines. I panic. I was like, what if I don't make it? What am I gonna do? So yeah, I can't handle that.
My biggest issue, I'm an insanely fast reader. Like I'm really fast. So I'm not worried about that part because I made sure everything I applied for was far enough out that I have time to wait until I'm in the mood.
Okay.
But Um, the problem I have is I am a DNF reader. If I don't like the book, I do not finish it. And because I don't have the time for that.
Can
And
you do that here?
severely, you can, but like
Okay.
it knocks down your like review score. And so it might stop you from getting other books. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna have to deal with that and be okay with that. I felt terrible. Literally, NetGalley starts sending me all these books. I pick up the first one, and I had the hardest time not DNFing it. And then I felt so much better when I stopped at 60%, and I'm like, I've read enough of this book that I can leave an honest review. Like, I can
Okay.
leave an honest review. I loved certain aspects of it. So much better, though, when I went to go put up my review and saw that it
It was
it
consistent the
was
same by everybody. Yeah.
before, like, I was
Yeah.
very careful with how I worded that review because, and I do not leave bad reviews. I rarely will leave a review below a 4-star, ever. But I didn't have a way to reach out to this author because of the way it was presented to me so that I could let them know what was going on. But the book is only rated at like a 2.4 star. It has been hit
Ooh.
that badly. And the thing is, so many elements of it were so good. But new authors, their debut books normally are either over edited. I did that accidentally and like got saved last minute by an editor. Or as they learn how to show not tell and actually like talk about the books and like be able to present their story, normally the beginning of the book is very telly, very like dry, and there's too much world building. And that was what happened here. It did not pick up until like almost 40% of the way through the book.
Ooh.
Yeah. And like the rest of
Yeah.
it was great. I loved the rest of the book. It was just that was way too heavy. And I have a feeling most of those 2 and 3-star reviews they were getting were from people just not even being able to get to the point when it started to pick up. So I felt really bad because
Yeah.
I don't leave bad reviews. You've only DNF'd like 2 books in life. I'm impressed. But
Can
again,
I say?
I admit though, I'm a mood reader. So there's an awful lot of books I've DNF'd, but I went back later and I loved it. I just had to be in the right mood. Like Legends and Lattes, I was on vacation at the time. I think this, and I feel kind of guilty because I just got book 2. I don't
I
remember
mean,
requesting it.
let me know if it's better. Let me know.
I'm
It
hoping
might
it's
be
better.
because the characters are great. The characters do keep you engaged. I'm like, just tell me what the plot is better.
Yeah,
Because I'm going.
yeah. So that
I
was the
feel
thing.
this.
But like when I'm on vacation though, I want super low stress. That has actually been one
Okay.
of the scariest things for me about Bound by Honey. I am very prepared for very volatile reviews because I know most of my readers are struggling with Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. I have not even tried that series because I
Which one?
struggled with part of Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. It's not her ACOTAR series, it's her other one. I struggled. And I
Oh.
struggled with parts of ACOTAR. I almost DNF'd it after book 1, but everyone said wait for book 2. And I admit, book 2 is my favorite book in the entire series. So.
I'm trying to think. I'm like, Assassin's Blade. Which one is that? This is not the. Is that the
It's
little
her
mini
other.
one?
They do come in minis, yeah.
Okay.
Which I
There's a
want the
couple of
minis.
hers. Okay.
Have I read Song of Achilles, Daughter of the Moon Goddess of Children of Blood and Bone?
Uh, okay.
I want to say yes, I've read all of those, but I can't tell you a single thing about any of them. I have the worst memory. It says something, if I can tell you the name of a book or anything about it, yes, Great Gatsby's a terrible book. I agree.
So Adrian says Assassin's Blade is the first of Throne of Glass. I think this is the
Mm,
one that's the prequel when she's an assassin itself. I love
yes.
the series. I hated the prequel. I hated that book itself because I just going, I really don't care you being an assassin. Can we just get you to try to save everything else? So I agree. And I think I have that one. It was like, I'll get back, but I never got to it. So yeah, thank you. I was trying to figure out, like, which one is that? Yeah. It's the prequel she did after the series.
I remember I really enjoyed it. Emma saying, Song of Achilles is so good, and Children of Blood and Bone, it was amazing. Yeah, they were really, really good books. So that makes me curious. In the last year, what would you say are your top 3 best reads?
Ooh, God, that's a hard one.
I know, right? Narrowing it down.
God. So I have picked up audiobooks. So now I am addicted to, I think, is The Labyrinth, the Mage series. So there's all these weird mage book that I'm like, the Arch Magnus Mage series. I'm addicted to this. And only because I've been reading it, like listening to an audiobook. So like I have every single like Publisher's Pack, like Publisher's Pack 5, it came up. I was like, God, I'm addicted to this thing. You know what else I've been addicted to that I hate to admit with a passion? I'm listening to Mistborn by Brandon Sanders. It's 17 hours. Like, dude, it's not like I don't have a life and things to do. Like, why couldn't this book? And I'm even listening to, even that, and like, if you regular speed is like 24 hours, I have like 1.35 and it's still 17. I was like,
I can't imagine writing something that long. Like, I normally write 50, 60,000 word books, and like my spicy Cinderella retelling for next year, where Prince Charming is King Midas, is that kind of character. That is going to be the longest book I've ever written, and that one is going to be somewhere between 60 and 90,000 words. And I'm not going to lie, it is definitely a very different mental process of outlining. Yes, you can change the speed of your read with audiobooks.
I have to, and still not literally getting there. So, which is funny because I do 70 to 80,000 for my urban fantasy for the most part. Like, this one, I'm like, how long is this book? The good news about it that I have to give him is that he doesn't give you as much info dump as some people. So like I can deal with it. I am addicted to Neil Gaiman's audiobooks because he narrates them. I'm like, dude, just talk to me. Like, I will listen to him for hours. Like, you just need it. I have no idea what the story is. Sometimes I'm like, what am I listening to? I was like, just talk to me. I'm okay. So I don't know if I have a top 3. I've been listening to everything from nonfiction to fiction. Have you read the book Influence? So I'm taking a course, and it's all about the power of influence. And I think the book's like 10 years. It's really good. I need to send it to you. But I was like, yeah, interesting. So yeah, my categories of books are all over the place. I also didn't realize I could DNF. I'm like, that's a thing. I can do that. I always felt guilty. So I'm like, I'll come back to this one. Yeah. Now I don't feel bad. I was like, oh, I can actually get rid of them.
Right? Like, you don't have to go back to it. I would say, honestly, probably my best read over the last year does not get enough hype, and that would definitely be This Deceit of Ours. Like, really? Absolutely my best read of the year so far.
I don't think I have.
So good. There's no audiobook for it yet. But book 2 just released. Yeah, it's phenomenal. Let's see.
I don't have new books.
RX Imogene, obviously, by Becky Albertalli. An Appetite for Miracles by Legenzia Kemp, and Ace of Spades by Farida Abaca Limit. I have actually not read any of those.
Neither have I.
They sound good, though. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of rereading.
Can I be a reader? A professional reader?
Right. So they're saying a big cliffhanger. You want to know the queen of cliffhangers? Is an author that DC and I like bonded over.
Oh my god! When is the next one coming?
Series? Oh, I think we've still probably got another 2 years, probably. But she did just have something come out, or she's about to. But she just had her 25th year anniversary, like this year, like right now, it's going
on. Is it really that?
These books are beasts.
Can't you see how quickly I can find mine? I'm like,
they're beasts. But yeah, no, they are. She is the queen of cliffhangers. Like,
we need more people to rile behind her because she's on TikTok, and she's so amazing. And you talk to people, it's like 1 in 5 might know the Green Rider series. So I was like, Why do more people don't know this
And
series? Because
it's
it's
so
so
funny because
good.
it's one of those ones that has an amazing cult following, like
But it's a
insane
tiny
cult
cult.
following. It is, but it is so loyal.
Because either you know it or you don't. It's just like, why don't you
And if
know
you
this
know it,
book?
you don't just know it. You know like everything about it. Like
And
it's
you feel
basically
the
like
pain.
Lord of the Rings level of having broken down the world. That is what the fans are. So this series we're talking about is called the Green Rider series by Kristen Britton.
That's my girl.
It's so good.
That's my girl.
It's so good.
And it starts out like so sweet, and progressively you feel so bad for this main character because she puts her through hell. She is the
Yes.
queen of taking her characters on this journey that you're like, you don't like her. Like, you just don't like her at all. Why don't you like her? Like, I'm just like, what?
Yeah. Added CPR. It is so, it's funny because the, I should almost say ignore the blurb for the first book because the beginning of the book and the blurb make it sound like you're about to deal with like a schoolgirl situation in a fantasy setting, and that is like the farthest thing from the truth.
Ashley,
With
you don't even realize
this.
she's in school. Like, she's in, like, she never goes to the school. Do we even have a scene at the school?
Yes, it
Ever?
starts out with her in the school,
Like,
but
when? Like, one chapter?
she's like
One chapter?
yes, it's like one or two chapters. I have a feeling she started with this idea and was like I have a feeling the first book was like a pantser book. And she started with this
Yes.
idea of this girl who's a schoolgirl who runs into a man who's dying, and he gives her this letter to take to the king, but she's being hunted by the man who killed him. Like, and I have a
And
feeling she
then
had
that's the
every
end.
intention of this staying schoolgirl school thing. Is like the world is just insane and intense and
I would never
it's
put
so
this in a like schoolgirl kind of setting because it's not like you. It's like she's passing through the school and you go like, there's like nobody cares about the school. Like, we go back as other people are part of this school, but not. It's never been like a main role anywhere. It was like, this, what school? Who cares about the school?
part parts of it, like some of the magical abilities, were some of my inspiration for the first series that I wrote, which is my World Walker series. Which that's the one I'm working on the final book for right now. But yeah, that was part of my like inspiration for it. But I was like, but I'm not going to torture my characters to the level she does because I could never do that. As you very quickly
It's
learn in Goddess of the Broken.
it's a whole new level of torture because she doesn't feel bad ever. So, by the way, if you guys read it, please read it so we can all have a discussion about this. And invite her to join us because she's amazing. And we have like an
We have
obsession with her.
honestly, I like we have enough interaction on TikTok. She just had her Facebook group taken down by Facebook.
What?
Yeah, it just disappeared. So she's now like having to kind of scramble, which makes me so sad because she was one of those authors, even though she's trad, she went above and beyond for her readers to the point where like she has holidays, specific holidays and festivals in her books. She celebrated them in her Facebook group with her readers and created all sorts of
Oh,
events and things. And like she creates soundtracks for her books and like for specific characters. She goes so above and beyond.
she's awesome. She's so awesome.
She is. Yes.
But her books take a very long time to come out. So if you're one of those people that needs to binge, I would say wait till we have a date for the next one and then binge, because then you're going to be like the rest of us waiting like 2 years and be like, is this book coming? Did she leave us? Is she, what happened? Like, there's been, I think I got a message like the new book came out. I was like, where did she go? What have you been doing? Why is this book not out?
I'm always so excited when I see it suddenly show up and like it'll be like in my Barnes and Noble and I walk in and I'm like, how are there still copies of this? And they'll even like in this back corner, I'm like, no, you guys gotta move this. I promise if you move it, you will sell out of them like instantly. And
Thank you.
I'm right. It like always does. Yes. The series is so good. And it's really cool because her character's magic. So like the idea behind it is that she, one, you have to know Kristen Britton loves horses. Loves horses. So, like, there's all these, like, connections between, like, the rider and the horse. And the green riders are the king's messenger service, but they are all magical. And it's not a choice. Kristen Britton.
And she used to work for the
That's her
post
name.
office, so like there's all these references. I was like, okay, you did
Yeah.
great. The postal office is amazing.
I want to say now she's like a forest ranger or something like that, living up in Maine. So like all of her TikTok videos are so cute of her like out walking like in the forest. Like she's the sweetest lady. She's so funny.
So much fun. These books are so
Yes. Yes.
good. Okay. We did say we were finishing early, so we're not talking about the Green Rider because we'll be here all night. I'm like, we're not doing this. We're going to talk about it next week. And then I can find the books. I'm like, I need to find the books and put them next to us so we can have a discussion. Okay.
Yes, we can talk about the Green Rider.
We need to convert you guys to be Green Rider fans because it's so amazing. You guys will love it. Okay. Do I need to take notes for next week? I have pencil. I'm ready. Actually, do we want to talk when your arc is going to close? Do you have a date when you're closing it? Or are you just going to leave it open?
When my book releases.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good. Okay.
I am absolutely that person. Book 1 is called Green Rider. Green Rider. And don't let the size of book 1 fool you. This is not, because it's traditionally published, this is not a book series that you'll be able to have all of your books match in size because they don't even print them all in the same size. Book 1, you're like, oh my goodness, it's this cute fantasy book.
It's cute.
And then book 2, you're like, okay, that's kind of chunky. And then you get to the last couple and you're like, that's like a series all on its own.
Yeah. And it's not because the margins, it's a thing.
No, and it's not because the print's giant. She does have ebook. Yeah, she does ebooks. I think there's audio. Does she have audiobooks? I'd be surprised if they didn't have audiobooks for them.
I think when I started, they didn't, but I haven't looked back. So I'm like, so now it's just,
That makes me curious because that would be an interesting experience reading that with audiobook.
And who would be narrating would be even
right. And if it would be just a regular narration or a what's that called?
The one that makes when they do the whole the whole character and ensemble cast.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Some of Neil Gaiman's are that way, which is funny because I like it when it's just him. The whole entire cast, I was like, okay, I have to be prepared. This is going to be a play, not a book. Okay.
So The Dream Gatherer is, I want to say it's a novella that you don't have to read to be able to get the rest of the series. It's kind of like a bit of a side thing about some of the side characters that a little bit later on in the book. A little bit later on in the series.
Derek says I get a lot when he reads a lot of few books. Yeah. Okay, so we're on a mission.
Yes.
We're going to talk Green Rider, so hopefully you guys pick up a few books so we can discuss it with you guys. We're on a mission to convert you guys.
Yes. One of these days, I don't even know if she has enough followers to go live. I don't think she does.
She has like 700. I checked the other day. I was like,
we may need to like hit her up and like help her hit 1,000 followers so we can get her to go live with us.
We should. Oh my god. Yes. That would be amazing. She'd be like, please leave me alone. Please leave me alone.
Yes, she would be terrified because she's totally one of those people.
She's also the writer that if you comment on any of her videos, she'll like reply right back to you. Like, thank you so much. And she's super sweet. Like, so yes. So if you're not following her, go follow her on TikTok. She's amazing.
Let me see. I'm trying to remember. Is her at just... Ooh, she does have audiobooks. Is she just underneath Kristen Britton?
Yep.
And that's KRISTINBRITAIN. I can't remember if it's 1 T or 2. I'm sorry.
You're going to make me look for this.
This will be interesting too to see. There's a few books in this series. Ooh, recommend Sabria. There's a few books in this series that are look at the difference between book 1, so cute. The last one.
Normal writing. Normal writing. Yes. Do you think we're kidding? Like, this is our thing. And this is still a fairly, like, okay, that's that.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah. Yeah. No. And there's what, 6, 7 books in the series so far? I think she said she's got 1 or 2 left that she's contracted to write for the series.
We got 7 plus the novella, and hopefully, yeah. And yes. In case you guys are noticing, we're obsessed with her.
They're worth it, but be prepared for the emotional damage of this poor main character.
So Adrian wants to know, who do we need to get to 1K? We need to get Kristen Britton to 1K to see if we can convince her to come and chat with us, because she's amazing. And right now, I think she's at less than like 700. I was like, what? So
it's her 25th anniversary of being a published author for this series.
We love this.
When you initially hear it took 25 years to do 7 books, just remember the size of those books and how slow traditional publishing goes.
And I think between books,
if I remember correctly, I want to say it's like, what, 800 and something pages?
Oh, God.
They're
836.
Yeah.
Not counting the acknowledgement.
She's amazing.
So, yes. And this is the weird part. Neither Jamie or I follow long series. Like, we're not the people that are going to be like, following.
We'll binge read everything available for the series, and like the chances of us remembering to go back is slim to none. This is one of the only things we follow.
I have very few authors that have like long series. Like, once you hit 3 to 5, I'm going, I don't know if I can commit. Like, this is becoming a thing. Like, even my own series, like number 5, I was like, we need to wrap this up. Like, I don't know if I can do more. We're number 7. I'm like,
can you hold up the book for just a second? I have someone saying they want a screenshot so they can see it.
I'm sorry I can't flip it over, but at least the picture's really pretty.
Yes. I'm jealous too because the European covers are prettier than ours.
Really? That's not even
Yes. And
I like this one. This one's really pretty.
Ooh. So apparently she has an option for paperback and school library binding. I don't know what that is, but I am genuinely curious.
I've never heard of that. I have no idea. But yes, grab her books. She's amazing, like literally amazing. So we need to get her to like 1,000 and be like, can you come talk to us? We just want to hang out. So, and I think
you get it, show us. I would love to see.
Yes. Super, super cool. And as you can tell, we're obsessed with her because we can talk about this all the time. But it is 1T for both Britton and Tristan. So yeah. Kristen with 1T in each word. So awesome. Go check her out. She's amazing. Okay. So now that we continue to push this, every single time her name comes out, we're like, we need to talk about this.
It's true. Next week, we will talk all about her and do like updates for stuff we've got going on, because I should have at least a physical copy, a paperback copy. I have the hardback currently processing with Ingram, so fingers crossed it behaves and all goes well. But I should at least have the paperback copy of Bound by Honey by then, and I should have some of the extra stuff. Oh, thank you, Laura. She dropped Kristen Britton's in my comments so that people can find her. Should totally do a like TikTok video, like encouraging people to do that. I should.
Dude, she's amazing. She's amazing.
She is.
Why are you guys not following her? So we keep going back to this. We have been talking about this. We have been fangirling for the last 2 years, and it hasn't changed. I was like, when is the next book coming out? So yes, it's going to be a couple years, but it's still amazing. So worth it.
Yeah, the last one came out, what, a year ago? It came out around the time that we met. Well, I mean, like, started talking. We, like, met but didn't meet.
Because we had that moment of, like, 21. Literally, this book came out in 21. Because we had that moment, like, by the way, have you heard of this book? And I was like, nobody's ever heard of this
Yes.
book. Ever.
Because, yeah, I went on to do one of her Amazon podcasts, and like it was us first time actually talking, and I was like talking about my World Walker series, and I was like, you probably have no clue who this is, but part of the inspiration, like my golems are inspired kind of from Dragon Age and this Green Rider series by Kristen Britton. And she's like, wait a minute.
Nobody
You know who
has heard
Kristen
of this
Britton
one.
is? We knew we had to be friends
was,
then. Like, it was easy.
That was it. Before we're like, oh, she's pretty cool. She was like, oh, nobody knows who she is. We must talk. So yes, this is official.
Next week we'll talk about that. I should have my book and some of my BookBox stuff that I can share next week. And We'll see. I am probably going to have to take the next couple days off. I have some, like, I'll still be, like, engaging on social media because I've got a really good, like, thing going right now. And I've got videos recorded, but I'm probably going to take a couple days off to recharge just because it has been an intense week.
You have a very intense week, so that's not a problem. We'll do a meeting. We're actually going to meet this Sunday with our partner in crime, Kara, to discuss our Kickstarter, so we should have some updates for that. Mm-hmm. And by the way, I'm supposed to be picking this month what book I'm going to be doing for our fairy giveaway. So you will hopefully be able to pick one. So Adrian, you need to keep me posted to see what you want. What's the next book you think people should want to read? So I think we're going to do that. Trying to figure out how to do that. I don't have a master plan.
Emma, are you asking if the Green Rider series has dragons in it? If that's what you're saying, I don't think there are any dragons in it, but it is a very strong, like, I want to say, okay, yeah, asking that one. It's not a dragon book, but there are a lot of magical creatures, both dark and light, and there's more than just humans involved in this world. And honestly, I would love to have other people to be able to talk about who we think Kerrigan should end up with as a love interest, because at the moment I hate all of her options.
God, yes. And normally
all of them.
There's not a single one that you can be like, I'm like, no. Like, no. Every single one of them has issues. She could do so much better. All of them. I'm like, God, girl. So I don't know if Kristen doesn't like her. I was like, why couldn't you give her somebody good? Like, anybody I would take at this point in time.
So what are we reading? We're reading the Green Rider series by Kristen Britton, or at least starting it, because not everyone can read as fast as me and finish the entire series in less than a week. Because these are chunky books, but they are so good. So good. Crab and Bell on TikTok loves this series. Oh, really? Because they're one of the people who are getting this baby. I may have to like hit them up and be like, hey, my fellow, if you like that, I should send you Roadwalker too. And Dragonborn.
Such a good series.
I did not know that. Thank you for telling me that, Emma. I'm going to have to hit them up. I like talk to them in DMs, but I haven't, gone on that. Yes, they are. They're one of the people getting this. They've gotten the digital. Because everyone getting a physical one, I've sent a digital to, other than, so like Meg's Tea Room is getting one. Nice. And she's the biggest Cozy Fantasy account. She's getting one, and, oh my goodness, I just forgot her name again. Rebecca Thorne is getting one. And like there's Ray, I cannot remember her name, but the super bright curly blonde hair. Like it's always in like tight ringlet curls. She's adorable. I love her. She just requested one.
Okay. So Adrian wants to know, because she jumped in later on. So Jamie's doing a couple of things. So she has the PR boxes going out, but you can also do a pre-order for it as well. So there's options on her website. So if you jump over to her, what is your website? Because I keep messing it up. I thought it's jamiedalton.net.
jamiedalton.net. If you go to the links page, which is what I have on my bio, because I did not want to do one. So I have, if you requested one, but you don't know if you have any more openings. So I have 24 that I'm sending out as PR boxes. 12 I'm doing to accounts that like I specifically picked out, and then 12 are going to be kind of randomly selected because my book tour, normally people are not all that interested in like committing to posting on social media, but I've had around 400 requests. So out of that, I'm going to be randomly selecting people to get these, and then even more are going to be getting paperbacks and some hardbacks from me as well. Again, I know financially I can't afford to send physical ones to everybody who has signed up for that, but I am going through my budget to see just how many I can send.
Jamie's amazing. She'll do amazing things, yes. So we'll get updates on all of the fun stuff. And also,
Yes, next week.
if you're in the North Carolina area and are interested in helping packing these boxes, let us know. We're looking for some assistance because I'm in Texas, so
I have
I
a
need some
feeling
help.
I'm going to have to hit up like a reader group and be like, hey, is there anyone who wants to be a personal like PA that I can hire to come and help me box pretty things?
Jamie, go to the library. See if they have a book club.
They do, but it's all like boring books.
I don't think I want them to read it. I want you to find somebody in the book club that can help you package.
But then I have to go there and pretend like I read the boring books they keep picking.
Can you just make friends with them? Be like, hey.
Oh, that's so much effort. Just kidding.
You need to find a high school student that's a reader. That's what you need to do. Like most high schools have like reader clubs. We need to get you hooked up with a high school group that has like a writers club that can help you. You need like an intern. Coming from the girls writes about intern. You need an intern.
Have you decided if you're doing Savannah next year?
Not yet. I will make the decision when I finish it. I haven't quite decided. It will have to be determining how much money we make compared to how much money we spend. Because next year I'm cutting my trips in like half, if that, maybe a quarter. Yeah.
I was asking because the husband gave me the go-ahead to go ahead and go to that one. I've never gone to a like reader author conference before.
Mm-hmm.
And the husband gave me the go-ahead that I could go ahead and go to that one, which is like terrifying to me, but exciting at the same time. So I was just curious since I know that's what you pop into sometimes.
I'm not sure yet. I know Adrian says I'm in Kentucky, so North Carolina isn't that far to drive. Hey, Adrian is interested in helping. Send her a DM if you're able to fly because we need help. Jamie needs help with like millions of boxes. I'm trying to hook her some assistance of it. I'm not going to be shy. She needs some help.
I literally told my PA, I was like, I hope you don't have big plans for September because you're gonna have a ton of stuff to make. She's making 4 of the items that go in this.
She needs help. We are looking for people within the area that can go in and assist in this master plan because there will be boxes to be made.
Yes.
All right, my love. I'm going to let you go because I can crash.
You're so sweet.
You need to get some rest. My amazing friends. We love you. We'll see you back next
thank you for hanging out.
Same time. By the way, I'm doing a book reading if anybody wants to jump in for like 30 minutes tomorrow, 7:30 Central Time, so 8:30 Eastern Time. I'm going to be reading Cat Lady. Did I tell you that?
No.
So we're going to be doing Desperate Cat Lady, and I need to find me a coffee drink that is not my typical Kahlua to match Angela's. But I'm going to try to figure out what's a good coffee drink based on your suggestions. If not, we stick into Kahlua. But she's a coffee fanatic, so that's what I need to go find me a good coffee drink that I can try to make. So I'll be here 8:30 tomorrow Eastern Time. See if I can read Desperate.
That'll be fun.
So Derek,
I pop in on your Facebook one. So
jump in. It's actually in all 3, so you can pick whichever one. Derek said he's going to join me here as well. So guys, get some rest. Jamie, you need some sleep. Like, go crash.
Oh, right.
Go crash. I will see you Sunday, and then you can tell me your update, because I'm pretty sure you hit 2,000 by the end of this weekend.
Maybe. It's slowing down, partially because you know how it goes with arcs. With when a video blows up really big and there's a ton of comments, people suddenly worry that they're not, like, that it's too late. Yeah. So I think I'm going to have to make a new one, just letting people know you still can, and then hope the algorithm decides it likes it. We'll see. But again, I have 2 months to hit that, so.
You will. You got this. It's all good.
It's my goal.
Get some rest.
Thanks for hanging out, you guys. Thursday night next week, we'll be here at 10:30. So
hopefully with updates.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.